gem. To be honest, I was thinking quite long time what I should use this stage for, what I want to tell you. And then I realized, you know what? TED Talk is all about passion. So it's from this moment on, it was super easy to find a topic for me. So let me get ready. I want to present myself. I'm Jonathan. My virtual name or my avatar name is Munu. And I'm the lucky person who is working together with my best friends, Vicky and Hendrik. And together, we invest into the Web3 metaverse. Ba-ba-ba-bam! 2 buzzwords on the slides. Awesome. Yeah, by coincidence, this is also my passion, so it's easy. I combine my passion with my work. The good thing about buzzwords is that everyone knows about them, right? The bad thing is everyone uses them differently. And just to make sure that we're here on the same page, because some people say, hey, it's even not necessary that we define these terms, because just let's build it. I believe it's important to define these terms, because only then we can have a conversation. We can be sure talking about the same things. So I give you now 3 seconds, and you tell me the first word that you associate with metaverse. And you need to speak it loud. So 3, 2, 1. Oh, wonderful. Okay. As you can see, we're talking about the same thing here. I looked it up in a dictionary, and I know this is not usual for our generation, so I'm be honest, I Googled it. And the word matter is coming from the Greek word beyond. So beyond, or metaverse, means beyond reality, or adding something to our reality. So you could say it's a combined experience of virtual and physical. And when this is the definition, I was like, wait a minute. So is it not already in our everyday lives? Because when I go, wait. Okay, there's one missing. But anyway, I realized this actually in my dating experience. Because my dating experience, not all of it, but it starts in the virtual world. So someone needs to like my profile, and then I slide in with a GIF, how are you doing? And then we have a virtual conversation first before we meet in the physical world. So the metaverse is already here. The question now is like, why is everyone talking about the metaverse? For me, it's because of Web3. So is Web3 and the metaverse not the same? Don't worry, I will not ask you the question again because we're not aligned, so I'm presenting you what the definition is. I would say they're not the same, but they are linked to each other. So the metaverse is the experience, and Web3 describes the technologies enabling this experience. So at the moment, we have a Web2 metaverse, a centralized metaverse, and we're gonna have in the future what we call Web3 metaverse. And because I like playing buzzword bingo, I put you here some buzzwords of technologies enabling this new experience. So 5G and Wi-Fi 6 is like very important for this new kind of experience. I know here in Germany we still define the G of the 5G, and in China they already work on 6G. Then we have like other kind of technologies like AR, VR, that will enable a new kind of experience. So when we change our hardware, these experiences will come in place. Similar to AI, we just had a talk about that. And then we have some older buzzwords like cloud and edge computing. And then we have, in my opinion, a newer buzzword called blockchain. And I think that's one of the most important parts of Web3, because it comes with decentralization. But in general, everything that we know that we know today would change It would change how we communicate virtually. The shift between virtual and physical reality becomes one, essentially, at some point. It's already one. To be honest, like, when I'm on Tinder, I'm still Jonathan in the virtual world, but I'm also Jonathan in the physical world. So there's no difference between the virtual and the physical world. It's like one reality, essentially. So there's the good news. We will change everything. Everything that you know today will change. And some people fear this change, but I believe when I look into today's world, we need to change. We had, like, tonight a lot of talks that are asking or that are questioning the status quo. And so is, like, all these new technologies not questioning the status quo, but it's like what we people make out of this technology. So I have one passion, and this is my passion, the blockchain technology. So I would say we now have, oh, wait, give me 1 second. Before I talk now, would you say now that we're on the same page about the Web3 metaverse? Would you say that you learned something? Maybe you can raise your hand very quickly. Okay, so I did a good job. Thank you. This is what I wanted to hear. Okay, so now I can tell you why I'm passionate about these things, because I can see that the status quo is already changing. And this, for me, is because of the blockchain technology. Why is the blockchain technology so important for Web3? As I said, it's because of the decentralization. Decentralization, maybe it's more for us techies important, but in simple terms, it's like the infrastructure is not owned by a single company anymore, but is owned by many. And so when I log in today into my Instagram account, I would say it's not owned by me. I just have, like, I'm allowed to use it, but it's owned by another company. In the Web3 metaverse, this kind of experience is owned by me, and I think that's very important. Because why? It creates trust and transparency, and that's what the blockchain is about. And I think trust and transparency are two values that are so important in our society today, because these two things allow people to come together and to work together. Essentially, they trust in code, and this creates amazing things. This is why we created digital ownership. And some people say, yeah, why do we need digital ownership? It's easy. It's like the first time in history that now artists think about virtual creativity more than before, because they can get value out of their art, because people appreciate it, people want to own, and they can buy it from artists. And I think that's already revolutionary, but it doesn't stop there, because probably you know all these guys here. Okay. With digital ownership, we create also digital identities of communities. And the thing that I see here is that these communities, they work together, they come from all over the world, and they trust each other. They work on one vision together. And I think this is already one of the best things that we can see in the Web3 metaverse that is evolving. Another example why I believe this change is so amazing is that there's, for example, one virtual company called Artifact, virtual fashion company called Artifact, and this company just announced that is giving all their copyrights to the community. So you can really own what this company is giving you, and you can create something out of it. And the founder said, in the future, brand will be valued by the ecosystem equity, so it's the brand plus the community who's now creating the value and not the company itself. And I think that's revolutionary, and this is only possible because now we have the chance to trust each other, and because it's transparent. And these are the things why I'm so passionate about the Web3 metaverse, and I believe it will change so much of what we know today. Another example, and this is a very cool example, is that I have never seen before this kind of social coordination. So all of a sudden, there are like some new organizations that are evolving called DAOs, another buzzword. But these kind of organization, they trust in the code that combines them, and there are many DAOs, but one DAO tried, for example, to buy the Constitution, the American Constitution, and they organized themselves, like random people who don't know each other. And for me, this is groundbreaking. I have never seen this before. Like, maybe some people would argue, wait a minute, but people before that came together and worked together virtually. But not in that sense, because here people also try to think of, like, how is a fair democratic system look like? How can we work without hierarchy and come to a consensus? So I would say that with these kind of new technologies and with the change of the Web3 metaverse, we have the possibility to imagine in what kind of system we want to live and what kind of system we want to create based on our values on the 21st century. And it's that we co-create this together. And this is why I'm so passionate about the Web3 metaverse. We are still early, so this will not happen overnight. It's a process, obviously. But I would say Web 2 started, and we couldn't imagine how this will impact our lives. But now we can, I would say we still can't really see how this would change our lives, but at least we can see how it changed our life until today. And so the Web3 metaverse is really about connecting even more the virtual and the physical world. And it's today that we are creating this kind of change. And I believe, as we all live today in that metaverse experience already, we need, like every one of you, need to think of, like, how can I contribute to this? Because it's not enough that just tech people create this, but we need so many more thoughts, because it's not that it's just a technical product, but it's like our world as well. Like, we already live in that, we embrace that kind of virtual reality. It's not virtual reality, but that kind of metaverse experience. Yeah, and with that, I just can say, Wag me, we're all gonna make it. Thank you.